Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of learning how to create better communication in your marriage. Today, I actually just want to share a quick little teaching that'll help support you during the holidays. So, as the time of this recording, I'm actually recording this the week of Thanksgiving. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, we know that sometimes this holiday and the holidays and the holiday season in general can be a little stressful. And so I want to encourage you to remember to ask yourself, what do I want? So we're just jumping straight in today. I want you to ask yourself, what do I want? And the reason this is top of mind is because I just went through this same exercise, just like as a self-coaching type exercise. And many times what I know to be true is that many times we're not in touch with what we actually want, or we're actually afraid to acknowledge it or to speak it, or definitely to share it with others. Sometimes, right? That's the case. And so I want to encourage you to understand what it is that you truly want. And you can, of course, we can say in life, right? But if that feels like too big of an elephant to eat, then we can just start with the holidays at a minimum. What is it that you want around the holidays? And I know for me, I want ease. I want simplicity. I want spontaneity. I want fun. I want to create memories, that type of thing. And so the decisions that I make and the way that I will manage my mind around the people who I will be interacting with, at the end of the day, I want everything that I just listed to be the result of how I decide to think of things. And so I want to share with you the thought that is going to support me, right, in living out my truth, because that's ultimately what I want. I want my no to be a no. I want my yes to be a yes. And many times, I think, look, and I know this to be true for myself as well. There have been moments where my yes was really a no, right? But it was in a moment of people pleasing or not wanting to disappoint anyone. And so you end up disappointing yourself basically because you're not really living in your truth. And so as you just take a few moments, I encourage you to do this on pen and paper. Okay. Journal it or just type it or pen and paper because it's so powerful. But at a minimum, you could, of course, do this in your head. But ask yourself, what do you want? And my answer to that question was, I want to live my truth. And so the belief that I decided that I'm going to be reminded of, right, to support me in living my truth is I get to decide. I get to decide. Okay. So I'll give you some examples of how I can use that, and feel free to steal my belief. Okay. Like if nothing's coming to mind, you remind yourself you always get to decide. You can decide to change your mind. You can decide to how you want to define yourself. You can decide like when you will say no, when you will say yes. And I think it's really important to remember that people are always going to behave that the way they want, right? When we maybe express something that we're going to do or not going to do, or a decision that we make, but then we also get to decide how we're going to react. So remember that, be empowered by that you get a say in how you want to show up in life, of course, right? But especially during these holiday seasons. And so I wanted to just share that brief message with you as a way to encourage you and support you so that way you can really have more of what you truly want during this time of year. It does not have to be stressful. It really doesn't. I think I just have like a low tolerance for stress around the holidays because I know that the stress is an option. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll stress in other ways, but for whatever reason around the holidays, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. And I want to encourage you all to do the same. And remember, the belief statement that you can use to support yourself is, I get to decide. And remember, when you make a decision and someone doesn't like that decision, or they have some feedback or some words to say about it, yeah, it may be uncomfortable having that conversation with them or interacting with them. Maybe they're upset or disappointed or whatever the case may be. But remember, you can handle that discomfort, because that discomfort is basically just emotions going through your body that you're feeling, right, based on what you're believing about what they're saying. And so be reminded, remember what you want, and then remember that you get to decide. And so enjoy this time with family. I'll be back next week with an announcement. So I'm excited just to have some downtime. I usually don't record these in real time, but for these couple of weeks I am. So enjoy your time with family or alone time or whatever that may look like. And then tune in next week, which at the time of this recording will be the last week of November 2023, for a very special announcement. But that is it. And I just want to close out just reminding you, or not reminding you, but letting you know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening to this podcast. I appreciate you listening to it on the YouTube channel, whatever your preference is. I just want you to know that out of all the things that you do during the week, when you take time to listen in to this show and, of course, then turn around and apply it into your life, that means the world to me, because it really is my mission to help reduce like the heaviness that we experience emotionally and some of the things that we put ourselves through that we may not need to. And so my job is to help you question those things and really decide to live your life in an intentional way on purpose. You get to decide. Okay, everyone, have a beautiful holiday season, and I'll see you next week. Bye.